ユーザー認証、使用許諾確認。適正ユーザーです。システムとのリンクを開始します。
Alright, so in today's episode, we're actually going to be visiting an old fun project that we did a while back, and it is our music box. Except this is a version 2.0. We made enhancements and improvements in sort of like how we did things, as well as the packaging, and also in using a better speaker. So check it out. Alright, so for version 2 of this music box, we're going to go ahead and use a cheap Bluetooth speaker. I'll go ahead and I'll leave a link in the description below. And we're basically going to gut it open, use the speaker and the casing. So the first step we need to do is we need to crack open this speaker. Generally, it'll be located either under the speaker mesh or, located on the bottom of the speaker itself. In my case, this time around, it was located under the speaker mesh. So once you pop open that mesh, you'll see the 3 screws. Take those out and we should be able to split open the case. Now that we are able to split open the Bluetooth speaker case, you can see the speaker there, the control module, as well as the lithium-ion battery. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the speaker from the soundboard. And the rest of the module, as well as the battery, we no longer need, so we can go ahead and toss those. Make sure you toss them and recycle them appropriately. And also, you don't cross any of the power wires together because the lithium-ion battery can overheat, start a fire. So be careful with that. So here I am just making the hole for the micro USB that was originally for the charging port on the Bluetooth speaker, making it a little bit bigger because we're actually going to run our own USB cord through this. So I'm just making a little bit room. You might not actually need to do this step. Here we are taking the actual soundboard that we're going to be using for this project, and I'm just removing the original speaker that came with it. Make sure to cut as close to the speaker as you can so you can have as much wire as possible coming off of the soundboard. Next, we're going to take the positive and the negative wire coming out of the upgraded Bluetooth speaker, and we're going to connect them to the positive and the negative wire on the soundboard. Both should be marked. For this project, we're going to be using these heat shrink butt connectors. I'm going to leave a link in the description below, but I really do love these things. They're super easy to use. They have a solder in it. They're heat activated. They keep it insulated and protected from the elements. Much easier than using standard crimp connectors, which if you watched version 1 of the music box, that's what we used. That's not to say you couldn't use those, but these heat shrink connectors are way better. Just so you know, super easy to use. All you do is you connect the wires together and then you heat up the connection hot enough until the solder melts. That'll secure your connection as well as protect the connection as well. Next, we're going to take the button located on the soundboard and we're actually going to snip that button off. Then we are going to connect those 2 wires together. Basically what this does is this simulates a button press immediately when the unit gets powered on, which will activate our sound file. Here you can see all the connections that we have so far. You can see the connections that we made from our soundboard to our new speaker, and you can see the button wires connected together. All right, next we are going to take the power cables coming out of our soundboard and we're going to wire them to our USB pigtail. Again, I will leave a link in the description below for the USB pigtail. Easy enough, red to red, black to black. All right, so everything's pretty much wired up and we're ready to go ahead and close up our music box. You might run into this issue, but the speaker, because it was being held by the battery before, sometimes it would actually fall through. So you could either glue your speaker to your box, or in my case, I just used like a random piece of plastic to hold the speaker up and preventing it from falling through. All right, so here is the finished project, the Hazard Garage Music Box version 2.0. You'll notice the rubber band. The reason I did that is because I didn't put the screws back in, just so that it would be easier for me to open the case when I want to get access to the soundboard to maybe switch out a different sound file. But yeah, everything is now put together and we're ready to go ahead and test this out in the car. All right, so we got everything hooked up in our Bluetooth speaker music box there. USB cable is going to run to a cigarette light adapter. Let's go ahead and turn on the car, see how it sounds.
ユーザー認証、使用許諾確認。適正ユーザーです。システムとのリンクを開始します。ユーザー認証、使用許諾確認。適正ユーザーです。システムとのリンクを開始します。